So there's this fucked up notion that we need to trust and respect our medical providers because they are here to help. And it's a misconception, especially because it's not trust that was fostered or even what is the word? Once that trust was given, it wasn't valued or even considered in any way. And as someone who has been failed by many medical professionals, I can tell you the way you speak to your patients who are in crisis or even scared or anything like that, telling them that it's all in their head, that's not cool, especially when they're having real symptoms prior to that anxiety. Because that anxiety and that fear comes from you guys ignoring us and needing to go to another doctor to be able to be heard. And then when you tell them, I'm going through this, oh, well, you need a mental health provider. Why? Because I'm afraid of you? I'm afraid of you because of the damage that you've caused. Oh, but I haven't caused that damage. You're doing it right now in this moment. In this very moment, when I'm expressing my fear to you, before we get started, I'm expressing my fear so you understand why this is important to me. You're saying that it's a mental health problem and you're ignoring the symptoms because to you it's a mental health problem. And LCM and ECM workers, whatever they want to call themselves, do the same thing. Oh, it's because you have trouble calming down. You need someone to be with you so that they can help you calm down. Yes, I need co-regulation. I always have since I was a little girl because my nervous system is fucked up. That's cool. I get that. 100%. That's what my dog is for. She helps me co-regulate. And anyone who's been in my life and who has seen the work that I do when I'm unbothered by these medical professionals or people, social workers or workers that are supposed to help. And I put that in quotes because they don't actually help you if they believe you have mental health illnesses. They don't. They disregard a lot of dangerous symptoms. And it really frustrates me because when I was a caregiver, I would see so many patients who would end up with serious problems like bleeding in their gut and then vomiting blood and dying from that because they had internal bleeding, and they just kept giving them laxatives because they thought they were constipated because they were nonverbal. Or I remember one nonverbal resident that had autism, and it really hurts to see this because she was letting them know. Every time she'd come up to me, she'd be like, and she'd be trying to take her clothes off and things like that. She had a very serious lice infestation that goes in your clothes sometimes too. But you guys just kept ignoring her. And as much as we would tell you, the managers would tell us, well, just put the outfit that closes on the back so that she can't take her clothes off. Do you know what kind of cruelty and torture that is? And you don't want me to fear my future if I become nonverbal when you're not listening that these headaches are leaving me nonverbal? They're not self-caused headaches. They're just untreated. And you know why they're untreated? Because I don't feel safe enough to go to you. Because every time I do, you guys disregard what the actual treatment that helps me would be. And I'm okay. I'll do the testing that you want me to do. However, that doesn't take away from your doctor's ignorant and fucked up commentary, like the and it's still in my head because it just makes me so mad when he said, he's like, oh, do you get paid, the rheumatologist, he's like, do you get paid more if you get more diagnoses? No, we don't get more assistance. We don't get any more comprehension from our doctors. But at least having a proper diagnosis, if we go to another hospital, they won't make mistakes like the ones you guys have made. And the fact that you can't get that through your head, or people on the phone when you're asking for a certain referral, well, you're just not going to get it from us. Okay, I get that. Because you don't want to do what's right for your patients. You want to keep harming them because you have a bias and you believe your way is better than anything else, even though it's killing people. All of my fucking conditions are treatable and manageable when they are managed. Literally, you guys need to start gaining your and the confidence and trust of the people because you lost it by yourself. No one lost that for you. And you don't get to mistreat a patient who is coming to you, especially in that hierarchy of the relationship, doctor patient relationship, because there is a hierarchy. And you benefit from us as much as we benefit from you. You have a job because we are sick. That's what I'm saying. That if illness didn't pay, you would care about the maintenance so that we weren't in and out of the hospital all the time. You would help us. You would help us. But you don't want to look at life that way. You want to keep mistreating patients and then expecting trust from those patients. All because your company's policy forces you to see X amount of patients a day and forces you to treat them kinder and with respect because they are your patients. Or nurses talking about how they don't report how when patients hurt them so that that won't go in stats and blah, 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 blah. That's something you should be talking to your corporation about. You shouldn't be complaining about the patients because essentially they aren't intentionally doing you harm. I know because I had one resident almost break my arm. I reported it. All of that got reported. I had another resident that when I would feed her, she'd hit my arm. She wasn't hitting it hard, but allowing her to stim in that way got her to eat. Did it bruise my sensitive arm despite the fact that she wasn't hitting me hard? Yes, it did. Did I ever complain about that? No, because I saw it as what it was. It was stimming. And because she was misdiagnosed since she was young, autism in women wasn't widely diagnosed. This woman self medicated most of her life and it disrupted her brain chemistry even more. And eventually she ended up in a home because she could no longer function for herself. And that happens to millions of women. Did you know that caregiving facilities, most of them are more packed? I've seen more women in every caregiving facility than I ever have seen men. Because y'all just switch to the next wife once you put your wife in there. I've seen it so many times. It's just a revolving door of women that you destroy taking care of you while their mental and physical health deteriorates. But you care about them so much, right? It's frustrating to me to see that because essentially we've lost the dynamic of understanding what wellness is and what it looks like. And we expect respect when we don't give it. And we see disrespect where it isn't. You see an agitated patient and automatically you think, oh, their symptoms must be because of the agitation. No, they're exacerbated by the they're exacerbated by it, but they aren't why the symptoms happen. And when people like myself have been begging you to listen for 5, 10, 15 years and you continue to ignore, we learn to live with these headaches even though it's causing a lot of other health issues. This is just from magnesium depletion. I know because as soon as I was given my magnesium infusions, this my raccoon eyes would go away. I know I need much more vitamins than that, but because wouldn't do the testing that I keep asking you to do because it's not indicated, we give up trying to get the help that we need. So you believe, doctors and their stats believe, oh, they must have gotten better. It must be attention seeking now. No, it's not. It's not attention seeking. And all of your workers, Kaiser especially, all of your workers, including your internal LCM and ECM bullshit, had no intention of actually helping us regulate because essentially if I didn't have all these depletions, my body wouldn't be as in much pain as it is right now because the weather is shifting and the pain is getting out of control. Especially in my head, you can see how my blood pressure gets higher. And yet when I take my blood pressure, it's low. So to you, it's normal. But my head is a drum right now. I can hear my blood rushing through my ears, even though it's not. not to mention the vomiting. So thank you for that. But apparently, I have an eating disorder because I start to vomit uncontrollably the worse the headaches get. And the worse they get, the more cramping I find in Charlie horses that look like my body's contorting. But that's okay because the tests say that it's not indicated for you to do anything. But you're not doing the right test. So I have to trust you. I have to trust your limited beliefs about what's possible in wellness when you won't do more research, especially in women. You think you deserve that trust and respect as a professional? Really ask yourself, especially if you're working for a company that has policies that somehow made you believe that this is how you should treat patients because you're harming them. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are harming them. Trust and respect is earned, and that's why family practices used to exist and were more widely accepted than going from PCP to PCP. Why? Because going from PCP to PCP means that no one ever knows your entire health history. No one ever gets to learn it. We need to bring back in some form or another family, at least primary care physicians that want to remain with their patients long term. But because of policies, some won't even remain with the corporations they work with long term because their policies make it impossible for them to treat their patients. So just keep that in mind, especially in the medical field, because that's why too many mistakes and too much biases happen, even from patients, because we're begging for help and the only thing that works says this, but you're not wanting to do the test to either prove or disprove that shit. Keep that in mind. I love you and have a beautiful day.